93.3 CFMU, music there from John Mayall and the Blues Breakers from their album simply entitled With Eric Clapton. Also a bunch of music to share with you in regards to some people who are celebrating birthdays today, and the iconicness of rock and roll means that it should live forever, so it's important for you folks, the music fan, to know all these facts. Manolis is sitting with me today, and as promised last week, Stephanie's sitting in with us for the whole afternoon. How are you, young lady?
Good. How are you, young man?
I'm doing pretty good. And I haven't seen Manolis in about 4 weeks. Well, I have seen him, but I haven't seen him here at the show. But you've had a bit of a busy stretch.
Yeah, I guess so. I have. This is the only time we ever get to see each other sober.
I thought you guys were glued to the hip.
We used to be glued to the hip.
We're glued, but not to the hip.
Yeah. yeah, nice. But I think the last time I actually hung out with you socially was at a Monday night. You guys doing your the open stage at the Cayley House for your comedies.
Yeah, we're telling jokes to people at Cayley House, trying to make them laugh.
And telling jokes to other comedians as well.
It's really important in Hamilton because people from Hamilton are from Hamilton, so we have to make them forget that they're from Hamilton.
So it's like therapy.
For everybody.
We were just talking about this. I've seen you perform your comedy, and I've loved it. You had me peeing my pants, man.
Well, thank you.
Wow.
There's a compliment for you.
Yeah, no kidding. It doesn't get any better than that. As a comedian, right?
Sponsored by Depends, so it's good.
Yeah. Well, they know. The effect that you have on people. How have you been, Steph?
Oh, I've been awesome. It's been so busy. I'm going on no sleep. I'm using extra concealer under my eyes to cover the bags. But it's insane.
Is that
awesome.
little thing that you roll under your eyes kind of thing?
Yeah, well, that's for nighttime. That's to deep puff at night. Then you have to put concealer on to hide the bags during the day.
Oh, okay. So concealer is sort of like a makeup thing?
Makeup, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, girls know, yeah. But you know what? Dudes can wear concealer, too. Yeah.
Lou needs it for his whole
Brightens
face.
your eyes.
yeah, I know. It just pops up.
But anyways, it does wonders because I look wide awake now, and things have been awesome. And it's I was just telling you, Lou, I'm on a media blitz now for the Dark Carnival Expo that's coming July 9th and 10th, and they've kind of put me in charge of being the face of the thing. I don't know, it's a spooky event, so I guess that's a compliment, or I could take it another way. But
July 9th at the convention center?
Hamilton Convention Center.
That's amazing. I know that we're hosting the after party, and we're really excited about that. Now, I hear that there's going to be some personalities that are going to be there for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. They keep adding new people to the list every day.
Mr. Romero?
Yeah, George Romero from Night of the Living Dead, legendary zombie director. He's the one who originated the zombie movies. He's going to be there. Guillermo del Toro. He just had that movie come out, Crimson Peak, which was awesome, filmed in Hamilton at the Haunted Scottish Rite. Lots of other places. There's going to be also, The Last Will and Testament of Rosalind Lee, that movie. It's a horror movie, and we just watched it as a family the other night again. And Rodrigo, he directed it, and he's the one who's hosting. He runs Rue Morgue. And there's Julian Richings, and you recognize him from a lot of stuff. He just is very interesting looking, and he's going to be there. Lots of cool people.
So what happens when you go just meet these people?
It's an expo.
Pictures?
Yeah, it's a fan expo for a horror convention, horror entertainment.
That's
but
exciting.
I'm adding the spooky element. So right when you walk in, I'm going to have Spooky Steph's Museum of the Paranormal set up, and basically all my stuff, my haunted artifacts, have been in hiding for years. I've been moving around, so the dolls have had to kind of go in their little cabinets and hide away. Now they're ready to come out, so I'm going to put them on display and scare the pants off of everybody.
Wow. Were you, when you were a little girl, were you the type of girl that scared all the other kids because you were totally into a lot of the spooky stuff? Or?
Well, there's a difference when you say scare the kids. I was a huge prankster, but
I was a prankster
chicken
too.
Oh, cool. We'll get along.
Yeah, but I kind of shied away from a lot of the scary stuff for whatever reason,
I was scared in the few experiences of paranormal, Ouija board or toys that go off without batteries, and then when you're a kid, that's the usual, and I think we've all had a Ouija board experience as a kid, but for me, though there's a reason they could scare you, but there's also a reason why they don't have to, which I can get into later, but...
I've never played with a Ouija board because I'm too scared.
Yeah, well...
I'm still scared. I played with once, but I didn't even know what I was doing. I think I've been cursed ever since.
There you go. You got to know what you're doing. It's I always relate it to it, using a telephone. You got to pick it up, you talk, but you always hang up. So there's rules you got to do. Like I said, I'll get to that later, but what was I talking about?
You're talking about...
Universe.
Yeah. Oh, I love talking about the universe, man.
No, just talking about when you were a little kid.
Yes, when I was a little kid, no, I was more into the history. But I was scared of the paranormal, and it was more, my dad took me around driving as a kid through Hamilton, and I remember seeing the customs house. Like, I told you this on the last time I was on your show, and I remember seeing the customs house and hearing the history. And then it wasn't until I moved out of Hamilton for a year to go to school in Toronto that I missed it so much that I delved back into it.
Now, I know a lot of people will say it's best not to disturb a spirit, because if you do, you're just taking a risk. It could be angry, it could come after you, or it could do bad things to other people. Do you believe that?
Yeah, that can happen. It just depends what kind of spirit it is, really. If the spirit's at rest and you're disturbing it, then you're asking for it. If the spirit's trying to contact you and you're just not cluing in.
How can you tell the difference?
You got to look for the signs. Like using a Ouija board, going back to that, you never specifically ask for a spirit, because what if you're asking for a loved one and they are at peace, at rest, and you're pulling them out of that? Whereas if there's somebody who is always, a famous ghost, they're known to be there, you can communicate with them and find out why they're haunting there.
Is a spirit a ghost then? What do you mean? Like, to me, like when you say like when you talk to spirit that's there, are they there? Like, if a spirit's resting, you're saying, does that mean they're not even here? Are they in like heaven?
There's so many different kinds of ghosts. Like there could be ghosts that are there. Somebody passes on so tragically that it's like boom, it just traps them in that instant. So they're playing in perpetuity over and over again, not knowing they're dead, and they're stuck. That's to me an eternal hell.
But they don't know they don't know
they're dead.
Can ghosts be a ghost and not disturb me, like not do anything?
Well, here's what I'm delving into now. When you said universe and why I said I'm so into the universe now, I'm reading Stephen Hawking's, all that stuff, because what if I'm going to change the world with Haunted Hamilton in one way, here's how I'm going to do it, or I hope to do it, and it's to maybe find out a little bit more about the paranormal. And I'm finding that there's a lot more going on with the paranormal in regards to time and time parallels than where do we go in
what do you mean by that?
Well, Stephen Hawking talks about there being the black hole, right? And you know how it spins, right? So spin that backwards to where it eventually goes to that one little point where time or nothing exists. That opens up a whole new possibility, and that's what I'm trying to apply that scientific method into the paranormal. I'm trying to wrap my head around it. And because for me, there's things where I'm learning. I have a bonkers story to tell you. I don't know if you want to play a song or you want to talk, but my tattoo here, this tattoo came to life to me like 2 months ago, literally, because you know how I went through a health thing and stuff like that. Do you want me to tell the story now, or you want to tell later?
Can we hear it?
Well, I was just going to say, why don't we get into some music?
Play a song first, because this is juicy. Let people settle first.
Yeah, we're going to play some music.
I'm so excited.
You're going to tear up, I know it.
We're going to play some music from a band called The Ugly, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show. The drummer lost his life just a couple of days ago. So we're going to play some music from The Ugly, paying homage to Tony Torture. And then we'll also spin some music from Mazzy Star, kind of keeping with the ghost
I love Mazzy Star.
Me too.
Nice.
You're listening to Lose Control, only on 93.3 CFMU. 3:24 here at 93.3 CFMU. Music from Mazzy Star from the album She Hangs Brightly, Ghost Highway. Before that, you heard music from The Ugly with a song called Stranded in the Laneway, as we remember Tony Torture, who passed away a couple of days ago. Stephanie from Haunted Hamilton and Manolis from Haunted Life.
I am a black hole.
Are my special guests sitting in today. Reminder, folks, awesome live music, Ontario craft beer, fair trade, home roasted coffee, and local organic food. That's Homegrown Hamilton. The downtown community wants to keep Homegrown close to home. They have to move, but they're only going to be a bit down the street. Look up Homegrown Hamilton on Facebook or visit homegrownhamilton.com and keep Homegrown close to home. You're telling us about your tattoo and this connection that you have with this tattoo as of just 2 months ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I mean, if you're my close friends or you saw my Facebook,
you should take a picture of the tattoo and then post it on my page and your page so people know what we're talking about.
Yeah, because
we're doing
trippy.
It right now. Okay, all right.
And then
I'll
text
Hang
you
on.
a picture of the reason. Yeah. Okay.
All
ready?
right.
Wait. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Oh, geez. Hold on. I'll hold that up.
Okay.
Nice.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, there's the tattoo, everybody. You're going to see it shortly. But basically, it says Moya Kitsya in Ukrainian, and it means my kitten. And so, yeah.
Oh, this is a great story.
Yeah. So anyways, like a few months ago, here, public service announcement. If you have a mole, go get it checked out. I had a mole for 10 years, didn't get it checked out, found out it was cancer, and I had to get rushed in, get it removed. So, you go through a health scare during that time, right? And I'm totally fine. It's all great now. But during that time, you're scared, whatever. And I was sitting there on the couch. And I've had this really awesome connection with my Baba ever since she passed away a few years ago. And just before she had passed away, I had gotten this tattoo. And the reason I got it is because her nickname ever since I was a baby was my kitten, Moya Kitsia. And that's always stuck with me. And so right before she passed away, I showed her the tattoo and I said, you're going to stay with me forever. So when I found out about this health scare, I was sitting there on the couch home alone and I was bawling my eyes out, just totally alone. What am I going to do? I'm not ready to die, blah, blah, blah. I want to live. Show me, Baba, give me a sign. There's a picture of her on my mantelpiece, and I stared at it. My Baba, give me a sign that I'm going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. Right at that exact moment, I didn't have time to wipe my tears away. All of a sudden, one of our other cats started. I'm like, what the heck is that? I wiped my tears away, and I went to inspect. And I opened up the blinds, and outside there was this little creature. And she was sitting out there on our chair, shivering. It was a couple months ago. There was a winter storm that night. If I hadn't brought her in, she would have died. But anyways, it was a little creature, and it's not just a cat. If it was a cat, homeless cats, whatever, you shoo them away, go away. We already have 3 cats, 2 dogs. Didn't need another one. So, anyways, I looked at it, and I'm like, what the hell is this? You wipe away your tears. And it was literally a hairless Sphinx cat, a baby kitten, hairless Sphinx cat, looked like an alien, literally dropped from Mars. It's the most unusual thing I've ever seen. I went outside. It was almost about to die. Like, it's been homeless forever. I don't know how it got there. Those things were worth $3,000. Did a due diligence, looked. Nobody wants it. Nobody wanted it. So it's mine. It's been mine. I named her Newt, N-E-W-T, from Alien. But literally at that exact moment when I was losing my SH, not knowing what was going to happen with me and asking for a sign, my Baba sent me that cat because now she's like my baby. I dress her up. I carry her everywhere. During the next break, I'll post pictures so you guys can upload to the site to see Newt. But she's changed my life. She's a little kitten. But that right there to me is, in that moment, proof to me that there is something out there and that my Baba is still with me to give me a sign that everything's going to be okay. Because it was. After that, everything's fine.
Now, you see, some people may just write that off as being a coincidence, but it just seems too crazy just to be a coincidence because
timing.
There's so much other. I don't want to bore you guys with the details. There's a full moon, just so much other weird stuff that I can't explain around that circumstance. But yeah, so I'm introducing her slowly as #spooky Newt to the world. But you know why I named her Newt? If you're a fan of Alien movies, remember Sigourney Weaver? It was Alien 2, I believe. Newt, that little dirty little girl up in space, trapped up there, homeless.
Oh yeah,
she became her mother, took her in, cleaned her up, and they became a badass team together. So yeah, I got my little Shia, my dog too, but Newt's. Yeah,
now, when things like that happen, do you first kind of look at it and sort of saying, was this just a coincidence, or do you immediately just sort of disqualify that and look more into the depth of the meaning?
If this is me, so I'm always going to look into it, but I kid you not, Lou, like probably I don't know, a couple weeks leading up to that, there were signs every day that my Baba was around her or something was happening, because the coincidences, I would ask, I test this now, going into the universe stuff, I test it, where I'll literally ask for something. If it's not going to harm you, if it's only for good and it's going to better your life, and you ask for it, I'm getting creeped out because I'm getting everything I'm asking for. And
can you give us an example, something?
Yeah, well, it's overwhelming.
This afternoon with us, she's been asking for years.
Yeah, I texted to say, "Hey, Luke, can I be on your show?" And it happened. No, honestly, I let me think about it, because it's mind-boggling how well it's working.
So while you think about that, do things like this happen to everybody, except perhaps we're just not deep enough to realize this?
Anything,
or maybe
regardless if you're talking about psychic or getting positivity happen, whatever. What I'm learning, I've been doing this for 20 years now, almost. It's 17 years now. I'm celebrating it. But what I've learned in all this time and how much I've changed, how much I've grown, is that if you're going to sit there at home and sulk and sit on Facebook and bitch about your life or bitch about other people's lives, but not do anything, nothing's ever going to happen. Same thing with the paranormal. You're going to sit at home and be a couch ghost hunter, then nothing's going to happen. Get out there, literally experience life, experience the world, and you'll have stuff happen.
What was your first exploration while you were officially doing Haunted Hamilton?
It was the Bellevue Mansion, which doesn't stand anymore.
Right, that's at Consett. No, sorry.
It was on the Hamilton Mountain Brow there, by Sam Lawrence Park. Right. Mm-hmm. And it was a sister house to Whitehorn. It looked exactly like that, just flipped over. And yeah, it was just in heated debate, 1999, 2000 era. And I wanted to go in. A lot of people wanted to go in and save anything. And basically the guy who owned it went in the middle of the night and snuck and just tore it down. And it caused a huge heated debate. But I was the last one to get in. in, I'm doing air quotes here illegally, to take pictures. I took my dad's camera and I got some 35 mil pictures, which are the last remaining pictures ever of Bellevue on the inside.
Wow.
And it was the hauntings there were like Amityville. They had a widow's walk and a whole story where a man killed his family and then hung himself, and then 20 years later, same thing happened. It's crazy.
Well, we always feel or hear that you typically just feel like these winds and stuff like that. Like, what did you feel when you first went in there that kind of indicated that something was definitely happening there with the spirits?
Here's the thing. I guess I can't say I regret, because it just was at the time, but it's only now. Perhaps because of this whole awakening I'm having, but right now the psychic stuff is picking up on me like nuts. Like I'm talking to strangers, and I'm inheriting it from my mom. I'm inheriting it from my grandma. It must be a Ukrainian gypsy thing. I don't know, but I'm getting it. Back then I wasn't in tune. I don't know. I just wasn't who I was meant to be. So I wasn't picking up anything. I was in there like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm in here. And I was looking at it for a historical value and the stories. But if I went in now, oh my God, I don't know if I'd last in there 5 seconds.
Do you find that your social life somehow gets dictated by what you enjoy? Like, because I would imagine like, some people would really find this fascinating, where some people would really be scared, for like a better word to use. Yeah, well,
interestingly enough, you would think that I'm, I call myself the spooky queen or whatever, spooky Steph, but I'm the biggest chicken in the world.
Yeah.
So it's just really how you see the paranormal. And I realize maybe it's because people are fed by the media and what you see in movies, and that's what they're usually fearful of. I'm living that day to day in the real life. I go into those haunted asylums, jails in the U.S., everywhere you see, that's what I live. And for me, I'm going in there being creeped out by the fact that I'm standing on a spot here where I know somebody just had his head chopped, but somebody had his head chopped off, or somebody was murdered here. Amityville, I went to Amityville, like, to stand there. It's intense, and to be fearful of what actually happened versus, is there a ghost here? That's where it's interesting.
Well, I remember years ago going to London, England, and visiting the Tower of London. And just during the tour, they showed us where Anne Boleyn had her head cut off.
Yeah, that's a good story.
And what was also really bizarre was how all these ravens never leave the tower.
Exactly,
like, there's all these ravens that are always there.
Why?
Yeah. And
they keep a stash of them too, just in case, right? Or like in cages or something.
I can't remember why or how they keep them, but just the fact that they, their appearance is there just kind of adds to the creepiness of it. But I did feel like that was probably one of the very, very first times I think that I was somewhat feeling.
So you were
something.
There?
I went there. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't remember if I told you the story about it was told to a friend of mine about the same thing with Anne Boleyn's ghost there at the Tower of London. But somebody, one of our friends was there visiting, total just tourist day. They were being a tourist, and all of a sudden, he was just a child, and he was like, "Mom, what's that?" And he saw a woman, except he saw the woman holding her head under her arm in her hand. So all of a sudden, when he shouted that, there was enough concern that all of a sudden the Beefeaters or whatever, or whoever's, they started coming out, charging out, made a circle, shoulder to shoulder, so people couldn't see her, the ghost. Like literally they took it that seriously.
Wow. The Canterbury Cathedral has also got a fable or a true story, depending on what you believe, that there's a bishop or a cardinal that walks by this one particular annex of the cathedral, and supposedly if you see it, then death will come upon either you or someone in your family or a close one.
Is it like a curse, you mean? Or is it
I don't know if it's a curse or
a curse.
But yeah, so I remember not even looking, not wanting to look at all, because I was just so afraid.
Close your eyes, how you can experience the history.
Yeah. But I mean, it was pointed out, saying, and the history had it, and blah 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 blah, that if you see this ghost, and I can't remember if it was a cardinal or a bishop that is the ghost, that if you see it.
He went to that thing, and all those ravens actually just left. Didn't that happen?
Yeah. He said,
"That's
here's
a good
evil."
sign.
Yeah.
And since then, the ravens have never been seen again.
Yeah. I one up them. 3:35. Our friend Rob Sweeney gives us the MP3 of the week, which you'll hear in about 25 minutes. Stephanie from Haunted Hamilton is here talking about Dark Carnival, as well as a bunch of really spooky things that are available every day here in Hamilton. You still host your haunted walks?
Yeah, for sure. I just had this past weekend, I had my first one of the summer, my spooky stuff downtown Hamilton ghost tour. It was awesome. My problem is, as you're telling from this show, I have so much I want to share that my tour ends up going way over time. And normally I feel bad towards the end. I'm like, yeah, guys, you want to stick it out? I have a few more stops. And they're like, yeah, heck yeah. Normally I'm so fearful. They're like, no, you suck. I just want to go home. They all loved it, and they all stuck with me. And my tour went it could have went another like 2 hours if I wanted, but no.
What's the normal duration?
2 hours, and I went over
that's
just
amazing.
a little bit. Yeah,
Well, that's all right.
Yeah.
There's a lot of interesting stops, and you're an interesting person, so I don't think people are going to get bored.
And I
of
have
listening to
pictures
you.
too, so I show all the gory details, like Rocco Perry. I show the crime scene photos too, and everything. And
Now,
Elvin Dick.
where did they happen?
Well, that happened. When his actual common law wife Bessie Starkman was shot down.
Yeah,
That happened on Bay Street, Bay and Hunter. The house used to stand, and there's an apartment building there.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah,
I know
so I talk
exactly.
about it while I'm in Gore Park, because I also the Evelyn Dick story I talk about in Gore Park, because the spot where I'm going back to Rocco Perry. Rocco Perry had a mistress.
Right.
She actually commit suicide right there in Gore Park. She jumped from the old Bank of Hamilton, so I take people to the spot where that happened too.
Where's the Bank of Hamilton, or where was it?
You know the big shiny metal bank there right now at the head of the. If you're standing at Gore Park and you face the head of it, I'd forget. Was it CIBC?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right where that was.
Oh, okay.
She went up to the 7th floor because she had 2 kids. She bore Rocco 2 kids because him and Bessie never had kids.
Were there any sort of spooky possibilities in Gore Park along this south side of King where the buses used to be?
Yeah, there's
where Chester's was?
Yep. Well, interesting right there. There's the old McKay building in Victoria Hall. Those 2 are attached. Those ones, if you look closely, they look like they're stone. The one on the left, I forget which one. It's actually all made of tin. It looks like it's all chiseled stone, but if you touch it, it's like tink, tink, tink. It's all handcrafted tin by local Hamiltonians too. So I point those buildings out along that strip, but just down there's the embassy. I hear that's haunted, but I don't know the ghosts there.
I bet it is.
Yeah, the Royal Connaught down the other way. That's super haunted, obviously. Yeah, that whole stretch. Oh, you know what's a cool place? The old Capitol Theater. Kings and Queens Gallery's taking it over now. That's super haunted by the Lady in Brown.
Do you hear that it's haunted? Or
where's the Capitol? I'm not originally from Hamilton.
It's the old Joe Patinsky's Bar and Grill. If you're standing at the Connaught and you look, I had the spiral staircase out front. Yeah, that's that place there. They're renovating it right now to make it a sexy club.
A sexy club.
Yeah, like I don't mean a sex club, like a sexy, cool, swanky, like beautiful dance club. Yeah, but with a sultry boudoir feel.
Either way, I'm in.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with sex. Like, can you feel, like, if someone tells you, like, if you go out walk in a room like this, but you haven't told it's haunted, but can you feel it walk in a room, and if it is, can you feel it?
Me or anybody?
You.
Me, yeah. I'm learning. Yes.
Read it quicker than others. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you have that thing dialed in.
What I'm learning is, I know a lot about history. I know a lot about haunted places. If you ask me about a place, I probably know about it. So there's where I'm already jaded. I know about these ghosts. What I'm enjoying right now is testing strangers. Where I was getting a massage. I don't know who this person was, so I closed my eyes. But all of a sudden, boom! This image popped in my head. So I'm like, can I start asking you questions? She's like, all right. And I didn't open my eyes the whole time. And I started describing her house, her husband.
By just her giving you a massage?
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be physical. I don't have to touch you. Like, people at the events will come to me and I'll look at them and it always seems I'll see a spirit on their left. Like, I'm pointing, see, like that. I'm pointing to the left and I get tingly on my left side. I'm just learning this as it goes, so I don't know. And I'm not advertising it usually because I don't sound like a flake.
Can you read me? Like, do I have to hold hands? Do I do it?
No, but we can hold hands now. Honestly, I don't know because I have to really, like, I'm like, I go into
this.
You
can't force it?
You can't really read Manolis because he's more like a picture novel.
Well,
no words, just a lot of action.
Just realize there's nothing there. That's all. Are you reading me?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I'm getting a little goosebumps. No, I just feel there's a woman around, an older woman around you, like a grandma figure, someone older for sure.
That's
grandma.
A trip because I think that. Yeah, I think my
anybody
grandmother's.
Can say that, so it sounds very broad, but I see her behind you.
I just got shivers.
Do you have a grandma that's passed away?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I've had 2 experiences with
Does she have white hair?
Yeah. 2 experiences where one time I was driving back from Toronto and I had passed out in my car and something pushed my foot off the gas. That's what woke me up.
It was her, probably.
Probably.
You can have family members can help you in extreme moments, like my Bob was guiding me, but then you have spirit guides who are people you don't even know, and that could have been him too, or her. I said who? I don't know.
And my grandmother showed up in the middle of the night and told my brother to not let me drive the next day because I was going to get in a car accident and it was raining and it rained the next night.
Yeah, that's what I grew up with. My mom has told my brother, don't go in the car. He did, boom, accident. Like I grew up with a psychic mom like that. I was embarrassed by it as a kid. Now I'm living it. Yeah.
My brother woke up. He didn't tell me. He told my dad, and my brother woke up crying. Like he was
Wow.
freaked right out.
Yeah, but how
about
do you
it.
feel by it? Do you feel like, whoa, thank you? Like,
Oh yeah, I
it
believe
changed
it.
you? And like,
I'm a believer, so it's not hard. It's not much to change when you're already there. Is that heavy?
yeah, I know. I'm trying to, like, she's there. I don't know. Like, never mind.
What? What? Is there more?
I'm waiting.
She
I'm
dis-
waiting.
Is she
She's
disappointed?
not, there's no messages. She's just waiting.
Okay,
Maybe she
there,
wants to hear some
smiling.
music.
okay.
Usually I start getting stuff, like, but no, I don't know. There's just there. There's some.
There's a woman behind me.
Why don't we give Steph some
Yeah.
time to figure it out
Yeah,
while we
yeah.
listen to some tunes? We're going to listen
Where
to
do you got?
And I got another story for you.
We're going to listen to some music from the Turtles because Howard Kalin just celebrates a birthday today. He turns 69. And Ray Davies of the Kinks turned 72 yesterday. So enjoy these gems on 93.3 CFMU. 3:53 and change. We've got the MP3 of the week from Rob Sweeney in a few minutes. Stephanie from Haunted Hamilton's here visiting us, as well as Manolis sitting back with the big grin on his face.
Did you say what, Taylor? Did you say who just played?
Mick Taylor, not Rick
Oh,
Taylor.
because I saw Rick Taylor yesterday having
yeah?
a smoke, and me and Patrick, we took a picture of him, and then we texted him the picture.
Oh, you should put it on Facebook.
I don't know.
That's what-
he's got it now. He can put it on Facebook. But it was so funny because he's like listening to music on his phone. All of a sudden you see something. And he
Why don't you
looks at
post it on Facebook for all of us to share? Come on.
I don't have it on. It's on Patrick's phone.
Oh, it's on Patrick. Well, contact Patrick to
Why
send
is
it
this-
to you.
You were
Why
just
is-
saying awesome technologies. Make it happen.
Yeah, make it happen, man.
30
Come on.
seconds.
All right.
I'm posting to Facebook right now pictures from in studio of us and also nude to the Lose Control
Can-
Page,
group Facebook.
yeah.
Can I tell my quick ghost story?
Yes, you can.
I want to because I need her advice or opinion on it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So I was in Greece. So I was 24 years old. I was at this church called Aios Niktarios. Okay, that's the name of the priest. So it's a huge place now. It was a little church that got built bigger because of the legend of Aios Niktarios being. He's like a very he was known to heal people or like stuff like that, right? So people go all over the world to go visit this church, and then they travel so far that they have quarters for you to sleep the night.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah. So they like for free, right? So
No way.
Yeah. So there's a girl side and a guy side, and it's just 20 beds in the room. So before that, we went to his actual bed where he sleep, and people go like a tour, and they go you kneel in front of the bed and you pray.
Mm-hmm.
And
What's his name?
Aios Niktarios.
Okay.
I can't even speak Greek. I'm amazing. It's amazing.
Sounds
that-
like you can.
It sounds like it's amazing that I can even say that word.
McPatios?
Aios Niktarios.
I go to
Nick
patios.
So when I was 12, I went there when I was 12, but apparently I told my dad.
I was just going to say, enjoy the quarter pounder with cheese on the McPatios.
We're gonna keep going here.
apparently he was
Okay,
at my. Apparently he's. No one wants to take me seriously ever in my life.
No. We
Aios
do.
Aios Niktarios. So
Niktarios.
apparently he was at the foot of my bed when I was 12 years old when I stayed that one night there. I don't remember telling the story, but my dad does. So this time. We kneel in his bed, and my dad says, "Pray for something." He's like, "Oh, pray for something." So in my head, I just took it as a wish, and this is cheesy. I'm going to tell you what I prayed for. I was 24 years old, and I prayed, and I asked Niktarios if I could be a rock star. I thought, okay, I got
A little too excessive.
Yeah, I'm thinking, look, if this is real, I might as well ask. You're
on the next Lollapalooza.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Let's do it, man. Yeah. So I'm like, as Niktarios, I'd like to be a rock star, right? That's it. I just very general. I didn't say like a guitarist or a singer, just in general.
Yeah.
Let me put you in a band, I guess,
Yeah.
right? So we go to sleep, and there was bunk beds in the quarters. Only one set of bunk beds, and the rest were just beds. So like those are like an army thing, like a row on the right and a row on the left, and then pathway in the middle. So I'm sleeping above my dad, and about 3 o'clock in the morning or something like that, this young guy walks this old guy into the room, and he I guess they just got there late, and every step he took, he's like, oh, like this, really in pain. His back was in pain. He's crunched over, and he's walking, trying to get to his bed. And I thought in my head, this is a test, but I don't care. I figured, like I said this to myself, I'm like, this is a test. I was trying to see what I would do. So I said in my brain, I was Niktarios, don't worry about what I wish for. Make this old man's pain go away. That's all, and that's what I said in my head. And as soon as I said that, I heard a bang, and then I saw 3 green balls above me in my bed, moving around like really fast, from separate from each other, like moving from my head to toe, and I could see them. At that point, I really knew I was awake. But you know when you're awake but you can't talk. I don't know what that called. I was like
Sleep paralysis.
Yeah, I was like that. But I was looking at these things, and then finally I broke out of it, and I sat up, and the green balls were gone, and I looked to my right, and there was no old guy. There was nothing.
You saw these green lights though?
I saw
Did
them.
anybody else see them?
My dad was sleeping beneath me. No.
This is okay. You want to hear something strange?
What?
I've been trying to figure out green lights for the past maybe only about a week. It's been bugging me because I talked to my last event about balls of light, and I've physically seen a green ball of light that I can't explain, like 10 years ago in a forest.
Green ball, and it moves so
green,
fast.
yeah.
It has a trail,
Yes.
almost like a sperm.
Yeah, that's what.
You know what I mean?
That's how I
And
saw it moving through the trees.
Right.
But why have I been thinking about this for the past week, and then you just bring this up?
I don't know. So you don't know a lot about the.
No, I'm trying to figure that one out.
What's all this mean?
Colors
man?
mean things. Orbs mean things. I don't believe.
This is years ago that happened to me. I was 24.
Yeah.
But.
Well, you were in a highly charged place with a lot of energy. That in itself can be an explanation for why it was energy's balls.
I can explain his story in 2 words.
What?
Good hash.
And that's why it's green.
Maybe.
I'm only kidding. That's wild.
Yeah, so
that's
I don't
really
know.
wild. But I mean, you brought that positive energy by giving the wish that you wanted to
it
someone
happened
else.
after I said
amazing.
it.
But that's what I mean.
After I said make his.
But that's a sign of good karma too,
yes,
isn't it?
I was just going to say good karma. So something really good must have happened to you after that. You do good, you get good, I find.
He became a regular on the show.
Lou Molinaro.
As good as it gets, buddy.
Lou Molinaro, that's what I got.
3:59. We're going to hear some music from Suicide. That's going to take us to the MP3 of the week when we return. In the next hour, you'll hear a lot more cool music, including more chatting with Stephanie and Manolis. You're listening to Lose Control on 93.3 CFMU.
Ghost rider, motorcycle hero. Hey, baby, he's a looking so cute. Sneaking round in a blue jumpsuit. Ghost rider, motorcycle hero. Baby, he's a blazing away. Like the stars in the universe. Ghost rider, motorcycle hero. Baby, he's a screaming the truth. America's killing its youth. Baby, he's a screaming away. America's killing its youth. America's killing its youth. Ghost rider. Ghost rider.
93.3 CFMU, music there from Suicide, Ghost Rider from their debut. 4:02, we're going to take care of business by spinning the MP3 of the week. Our friend Rob Sweeney, who's also the show's musicologist, writes today, "Hello, Lou. Here's one that is not for the faint of heart. The Sound of Imker, IMKER, Trains to Doomsday from 1968. Unbelievable. Dig it. Mr. Sweeney, we shall." Folks, this is your MP3 of the week. 4:05 and change. You are listening to Lose Control every Wednesday between 3 p.m. and 5 p.m. In the studio with me is Stephanie from Haunted Hamilton, as well as our sidekick, Manolis Zontanos. After a little bit of a hiatus, good to see you back, my friend.
It's nice to be back, man. I miss you.
I miss you more, I think. It's nice to be able to relate to these situations and these experiences. It seems like we all have them. And I think, and I mentioned this to you before, Stephanie, but like I've been with people that have really felt and experienced, some sort of spirit or ghost where I haven't, and I think it's just because there's a part of me that doesn't want to, but there's still some sort of effect that I've witnessed. I do believe. It's not that I don't believe. It's just that I think I don't know what it is. There's something. When I was a kid, I used to be afraid going to funerals. For example, I remember skipping and not going to my grandfather's funeral because there's something that was really morbid about going and seeing a dead body in a casket. And it just, for whatever reason, it just played with my head.
You were that terrified that you didn't go to the funeral?
I didn't go to the funeral.
Wow.
I was like maybe 9.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's just something that really spooked me. Even my grandmother, who died earlier, I didn't go to her funeral either because there was just something that was just really weird. I don't know what it was.
But also it depends on the traditions, too, and how the funeral traditions are done. It can be haunting. And an experience for kids. I grew up with Ukrainian funerals, and those are the most depressing things.
Well, the Italians are so intense as well because, it gets so tear-eyed and crying, and, it just gets really emotional. And I remember being a kid and being an impressionable kid. That weirded me out, because it was just so much sadness. And I remember, my mom saying, things like, you better behave because if you don't behave, then something bad's going to happen to you. And there was all sorts of really weird things. Meanwhile, she's just probably trying to tell me not to be an ass.
You're a product of that generation, that era. So right now it's different where paranormal, and that's what I'm trying to change. Paranormal becomes something you fear based on something you've learned or childhood or other people's experiences. And I'm just trying to tell people it's nothing to fear. Mm-hmm. And there's always a reason why. If you're finding something scary is happening, there's usually a reason for it. Just do your research.
Yeah, and you see, and I don't think I ever did my research because I was just left alone thinking, there's a reason why I'm getting spooked by this and scared, so I'm not going to try to figure it out, because if I did, then I think I would just figure out more.
But you've lived in haunted. You lived at Corktown that was super haunted and
it was.
stuff.
Yeah,
did that make you a believer?
You see, now here's where I was trying to get to. The person who I was living with experienced all sorts of things firsthand. Things moving, really weird things. And then I remember during a St. Patrick's Day, because Corktown was always notoriously popular for St. Pat's, I remember this family that came in to visit early in the morning. They were our first customers, like a little after 11 a.m. We opened, and it was a group of 4 or 5 ladies. And I remember this one lady saying, "You know about the ghost, right?" And both of us were like, yeah. And this lady, assured us and said, it's not a bad ghost. It's a friendly ghost. It's a happy ghost. It was probably drunk. And so don't worry, but there is a ghost. Then we found out about these other things that supposedly had happened, which kind of freaked me out even more as to why the ghost was there. Rumors of a hanging.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
So that's what kind of got me weirded out. And then
in the area where you lived too, wasn't it?
Right above where I lived, there was like a loft.
The loft, isn't that where the hanging took place?
That's where the hanging took place.
Was he drunk? A drunk hanging?
Well, I'll explain what happened afterwards because it's just kind of a weird story. But the lady that was there had said, if you look, you'll probably see something that's still in the ceiling from the hanging. So I remember, going in there, and it was a dark lit. We didn't have ceiling lights. We had just plug-in lights. But I remember getting a flashlight and looking through everything, and then realizing, what the hell is that? And noticing that there was an old rusted ring that gets screwed into the ceiling where they probably would have roped the rope through to put the hanging. Which I thought, okay, this is true.
It can be true because Ottawa Jail, there's remnants of illegal executions there where it was a wooden beam, and you can see where the rope would have been thrown over the top because the rubbing caused that. And then also the floorboards below were all disheveled and broken up and little bits of blood and stuff,
So
did you notice anything? What was the floor below? Like, or how would they have done it? What was it?
I think what they did was they probably put the rope through the ring, did a noose, carried the guy, and then probably hung him.
Wait, you don't think the guy? So you don't think the guy did it to himself?
No. That's the weird thing about it.
That's what I was just saying. It was a murder.
Supposedly.
Whoa, dude. We got to solve this case.
Well,
why did we never investigate?
I don't know. So this was told to us, I think, our second... I was there for 7 years, so I think my second year being there, first customers in, and these ladies just assured us saying,
the lights just dimmed in here.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Did you see that, Lou?
I didn't notice. See what I mean? I miss everything.
I noticed that. I did. I saw that.
It just dipped substantially. No joke, Lou.
And they're going bright again.
I'm here. Wait, no, I don't know, but I noticed the fellow said when you were talking,
they went dim, and then it just
right when we were talking about that ghost.
And look, the switch is fine. It's all the way.
It's a dimmer switch, isn't it? Yeah. So there had to happen, guys.
Well, there you go.
Your story, you just summoned the ghost of Corktown. Did you do research and find out who this could have been?
No, actually, I again, the only reason why, because even one of the ladies had said it's best that you just leave it alone because you don't really want to have anything happen.
Yeah.
And she was the one that kind of planted. Well, of course, and that's the one who planted this whole idea of the way I was thinking is like, don't investigate it because of this. If you open up something, it could potentially be worse. And so I scrammed.
Did you have anything happen to you personally?
Nothing to me personally. Just things that happened in the spot that we lived in.
Yeah.
Physical things moving. I remember some beer being put in a drawer above. You know where you have your ceiling, your stove hood.
Yeah.
Okay, and then in most cases you have like sort of a little wooden thing that you put your spices or whatever, like a cupboard or something like that. Mm-hmm. So above the wooden, or sorry, above the stove fan, there were 2 or 3 bottles of beer that were moved there. And we were kind of wondering why they were there, who moved them, because like why would they move? Mm-hmm. Like they belong in the fridge, or you wouldn't put them there.
Yeah.
But anyways, while Lynn was trying to look for something, she went up there, opened the door to take a look, and noticed that there was like 3 bottles of beer that were there.
Huh. That's what I'm thinking with the ghost that you guys had there. He was aware, he knew he died, and he was trying to give you guys a message. I remember around that time you guys were saying stuff was happening. I pulled out a Ouija board when we were doing that video for like Poison Arrows, remember? But like we should have used that Ouija board then, because that's when it was in the heights around, wasn't it that time?
Yeah.
And I think it's a message that the things appearing, disappearing, things moving is the spirit trying to give you a message.
Remember I said 3 green balls? You said 3 bottles of beer. Is it the number 3 anything?
3 is just a symbolic thing. I don't know. It could be, who knows? It could mean something.
Another thing that was always kind of weird is that, like, for example, I could be plugging in that fan into a receptacle and it wouldn't work. But maybe 3 hours later, plugging something else in and it would work.
There could be a reason for that. Maybe the ghost saved your life or something.
I don't know. It's just really, really weird stuff.
A little quick story to tell you guys that's similar to that one. My Baba told it to me when they first came to Ukraine, to Canada from Ukraine. They were just fresh off the boat and they had a little baby with them, my uncle. They rented this attic apartment at Picton and Mary Streets right across from the church there. And my Baba was left alone at night because my Gita worked on shifts. And there was one night where she was lying in bed and my uncle was a little baby in his crib. It was just one small room. Everything was in the kitchen, the bed, total attic. And all of a sudden my Baba opened up her eyes and she saw a man dangling above her, the body of a man hanging from a noose, hanging from the beams, and all of a sudden she blinked her eyes and he was gone. She went down, broken English, went down and told the owner of the house, what she just saw, frantically all in Ukrainian, and the person said, they admitted, there was recently, within 2 years, a man had hung himself up there and with the same spot, same everything, and she had seen him there dangling. Yeah, creepy.
There's a haunted hotel room in Halifax where there's the Yuck Yucks, so they try to give it to the comics. Because no one, anybody,
the right webcam set up to watch your reactions too the whole time.
they don't want no one ever, anybody gets it, they come back down and they're like, I can't stay here, this room's haunted.
Well, I want to stay.
You would, yeah.
I'll
so
make jokes.
I know a guy that like went and's like, yeah, my room's haunted. Like something happened, like something actually like pushed him off the bed or something like that. Like and it was like physical, and you're like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, we know about that. So like, because we get the rooms for free, so I figure like just give it to
Give it to the comics.
Give it to the comics.
Yeah,
Maybe they won't
let's see how they
complain.
react, yeah.
I have 2 of my bartenders that swear that they have experiences with ghosts at the St. Hollywood.
Yeah, that's why we got to come investigate there because I'm sure you guys are haunted, right? What are they saying?
He's okay or she's okay. They see somebody walk by, they'll look and then gone. Weird.
What did it used to be before? What's the
It's
history
been
of that?
nothing but a bar since 1893.
Since it originated, eh?
Yeah, it was like the closest bar across from the train tracks, because the CN station used to be there.
Think of all the
so
stories there then.
all the transients back and forth, right?
Have you done a full gutting of the building?
No way.
You got stuff hiding in that building? Yeah. Well,
Talk to Glenn.
I just got psychic goosebumps. You have
Yeah,
something that's valuable hiding.
What, in the basement of that building?
Do you have is there like revealed stone in that basement with wood pieces, chunks of wood showing in it?
Yeah.
And if this is the wall, sorry, I can't. If this is the wall, is this stone and this is something else? And in this part, there's wooden chunks.
Yeah.
But
You remember that, Lou?
Well,
I think if you pull out one of those wood, you're gonna it's like a plug. One of the wooden. You're gonna find.
really?
What are you going to find?
I don't know, something
gold?
in that.
I'm gonna
I
find
want
it.
to come look in your basement
Yeah, you please do.
with a metal detector.
Yeah.
Wait. What bar are we talking about right now?
His bar, the St.
The St.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
No.
Yeah.
I've been in that basement.
You got
Yeah.
something of value hiding in there.
You should talk to Glenn.
Yeah, I
You
will.
really- you
Next time
really
he goes
should.
with a pitchfork through there, I'm going to help him.
Please do. Yeah, we need all the help.
Do you want us to come do an investigation?
That would be fantastic.
For real,
except-
why don't we set up? We'll do a live Periscope too. If you want, we can live broadcast it to the fans to watch
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Do a seance
Can
there.
I be there?
Now,
I'm
so
scared.
how does that change? Like once you do this thing, does it wake up a spirit?
It depends. I personally don't go in this with disrespect because a lot of people could be listening. Oh, she doesn't know what she's doing. Blah, blah, blah. That's something you don't mess with. I've been doing this 20 years. I've studied it. It's my career. I know how to properly communicate with spirits if they're there, or not communicate with them if you shouldn't. There's protocols you got to do.
See, I'm having a hard time breathing here because I'm just thinking, like, if anything was to happen and all of a sudden,
You got a juicy story there. Like something happened involving the train station, I'm sure. And
we found a
murder.
mummified cat in
yeah,
the walls.
you said that. Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
We found a mummified cat when we were doing work upstairs.
Glenn didn't we
found
name
it.
him on your last show? I can't remember.
Copper.
Copper?
That's what Glenn called him.
Copper?
Yeah.
That's a cool name for a cat.
Yeah, that's the color of his bones.
Can you?
And it used to be called Copper Johns as well. So
Can
It
a
used to be
ghost?
called Copper Johns?
yeah.
Well,
Can a ghost follow you?
Yep. Ghost Scout, if they're connected to you,
true?
yes. If they're just interested in you, no more than about a week, they'll
That's it.
screw off, yeah.
Huh?
You're totally interested.
Just
You'll
like-
have
just-
a ghost following
Just like
you
my
for the-
relationships.
Oh! Scary too, eh? Ah!
418. We're going to spend some music from a gentleman who's celebrating a birthday today. Todd Rundgren turned 68, as well as some music from the Jeff Beck Group featuring Rod Stewart. But I'm going to tell you the reason after you hear the music while we're spinning that song. In the meantime, enjoy these classics on 93.3 CFMU. 93.3 CFMU. Music from the Jeff Beck Group from the album Truth. You heard You Shook Me. Reason why we're playing that song is back in 1968, these guys debuted in the United States of America playing at the Fillmore East. Lead vocalist for Jeff Beck at the time was Rod Stewart, who you just heard. He had such stage fright that he hid behind the main speakers for the first 2 songs.
What was that? Was it you?
What? What did I do?
Did you breathe in the mic?
Yeah, I did. Sorry. Oh God. Sorry. That was. What?
You're creeping me out.
Thinking that
Sorry.
Rod Stewart became this iconic rock star, it's just kind of funny to think that he debuts his
Yeah.
first 2 songs in the United States by hiding behind the main speakers and then being pushed out to being put in front of the stage.
I was going to ask you before you went to the song, I'm like, Rod Stewart? Did you mean to say Rod Stewart?
Yeah, Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
And before that, you heard music from Todd Rundgren, who turned 69, from the Something Anything record. You heard a song called Slut. So, for you. It's for you, Manolis.
Did you hear? She's described my grandmother to a T.
You know what? I was taking care of business here, but I just heard you describing how she used to
describing
wear
yeah,
her hair.
yeah, and exactly how she wore her hair. What she said.
When she was, did you know her in life?
Yeah, when I was like 6,
she-
7. Yeah. Yeah.
Very beautiful woman, like striking. Like she had, like I remember I told you I saw like some pointy features, like pointy nose or something.
Yeah. Oh, like I mean, when I knew her, she was older. She was old. She was my grandmother.
Yeah,
So
but
I
yeah,
never
pictures
saw.
of when she was younger. Did you see? I don't know.
I don't know. I think there might be, but not
Like
really
movie
too
star,
many.
possibly looking like she looked like a movie star when she was younger.
Is that where you got your idea of putting morning breath in your hair?
Yeah. She never cut her hair
Right.
when I was a kid. She had like Like, you know how old women would always, like, eventually they cut their hair short?
Yeah.
She would have her hair super long. I remember
Oh,
when
that's
I was in
cool.
Greece, she'd always brush her hair out at some point of, like, the day or the night and then put it back in this tight
But it was white.
white.
Yes, I
and
see
it was
that.
tight bun.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Very common, I think, for older ladies back then. Right?
Yeah.
Not to cut their
But
hair.
she
Exactly,
she
yeah.
never wanted to cut it. You know, just comparing to, like, old people nowadays that I've seen around. They always
She's not, from what I'm sorry to cut you off, but what I'm sensing from you, she's not, there's no message or anything. She's frustrated with you right now. She's
Join the gang.
she's frustrated with you.
Pick a number.
in just general.
She's smiling, laughing. She loves you, supports you, but she's like, she wants to shake you.
It's because of is it because of the drugs I'm doing?
No, it's because you're not married.
Oh.
Because you still think you're 12. That's your
Well,
problem.
She thinks that,
right?
you know how you were just pacing here and stuff?
Yeah.
Like that's how you are in life, and she thinks you need to relax.
You know what? I think
Okay.
that your grandmother's also talking to me, because how often do I say to you, change your life. Be better. Get a
Focus,
girl.
focus.
Manol. Yeah.
That's all I am.
But she's smiling when she says it. She's behind you smiling like she wants to pinch your cheeks, but like she wants to slap you at the same time and
Yeah.
say, get your SH together.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
it's
know
like-
you, dude, but that's what I'm hearing from her.
What, get my what together?
SH.
A sage. What's that?
I can't say it
Oh,
on
come
air.
on. You're poop.
Oh, stop. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Oh, so stop. Like, be more.
Well, be yourself because you're lovable. But the thing is, I think up in your brain right now, you'd have too much thoughts going on that you can't decide on what you want to focus on right now. You have too much thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
and you're excited about all of them, but you just need to focus.
Is that true, Manolis? That you have
I
a lot
don't know.
of
She's
thoughts
worried
up there?
about you where you're going to be something like. Well, the reason probably why she's around you. Something klutzy you're going to do, and you just got to watch yourself because one of those moments where you're going to be like, oh, you're going to trip or fall, and you just be careful.
But not figuratively
She thinks I'm
or
gonna do-
physically, but
She's worried
maybe
that-
emotionally or mentally.
physically.
Wow.
I mean, physically.
She's worried that I'm gonna.
You got to be careful because you're gonna trip or fall in the road or something if you're not paying attention because you're all scatterbrained.
So
Yep,
focus.
there you go. Just
Yeah.
when you're crossing streets, be careful.
So
She's behind you. She knows you're gonna be fine. She's laughing at you. So yeah.
I'm spooked right out right now.
Now, are
So
you going to
she's-
do anything different now to change this? Now that you
I'm
know,
gonna keep my eyes open, I guess.
Yeah.
But she's worried that I might get hurt. Is that what you're saying?
Focus.
Stay focused.
When you walk across the street, focus. When you're, just be careful.
When I
Road.
cross.
It involves a road.
you see that little alien behind me that you see in the Flintstones? Because that's what I always figure,
yeah.
that little guy behind me.
What's his name? I forget. Oh,
The Great Kazoo.
the Great Kazoo.
Oh,
There you go, yeah.
no. What are you doing? Don't go there.
Do you know when it's gonna?
If you had a ghost, it would be him.
Is something
See, that's
soon?
perfect in my life.
Is it something soon?
It may not happen.
Oh.
You just, I don't know.
But
That's
she
all
sees
I'm
it
saying.
soon.
I don't know. I don't know what she sees, dude. It's like she's not even saying it. It's just an image I get.
be
I see you
careful.
walking in the street, being all goofy. Like you're so like happy. You just got good news. You're super excited about something. You're like, and you walk in the street and boom, something happens. And if you were more focused and not scatterbrained, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be insulting, but that's what she's saying. Like, yeah. Just
But
focus. Be
Just
careful.
be careful. But something's good happening. Good happens. But
You're gonna have good news.
So,
come.
yeah, so it's balance. Good news, bad news, right?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. Yeah, like beware. Be aware. Like that goes to anybody. When you're gonna get good news, just be aware and enjoy it.
You have to be aware now.
okay. So, but the bad
If anything
thing
happens, you gotta message me and let me know.
Yeah.
if something good happens, something bad, be aware for bad things also. like
If I were you, Manolis, I would be aware for the rest of your life.
If you get some good news, like some really good news where you feel like jumping, yay!
Yeah.
After that, okay, focus.
Yeah.
If you're going out to drive or walk, after that exact good news moment, focus.
okay,
Yeah.
I got it.
When I literally see you walking off of a curb onto a street.
Wow. So it's like you being a leg model, you're jumping and then you skid your knee and you lose your opportunity.
Yeah, you'll be fine, dude. But just focus.
Okay.
She's around you. Just smile and be your guardian angel right now.
All right. Got it.
Cool.
Thank you.
I've been trying to tell him this stuff for seriously. How often have I always said, you got to be focused? And you're like, dude, you're not my parent. Dude,
You're like
come
a
on.
firework. Like you're just like pew, 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 pew. You have so much good and ideas and all this stuff, but You have to find the first step to focus that first.
Like, yeah.
You got so many. You could, if everything you put your mind to, you'd accomplish. But the thing is, you got too many, and you don't know where to start. Kind of like you got to focus.
Yeah, I know that feeling. I know what you mean.
Okay.
I just like I know I do have a lot of good ideas, and I'm trying to figure out how to make something happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's like it's like. Yeah.
Well,
connected.
Well, you just got to be careful.
Anybody can learn from that. Follow your dreams, or just be cautious and take the right steps. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
4:31. When we come back from listening to some music, I want to talk a little bit more about the Dark Carnival, as well as what you're going to be doing, because you're involved in a media blitz.
Yeah.
You're the face of the Dark Carnival. That's
I know,
really exciting.
Right? So much exciting stuff happening, and the opportunities are coming my way. Pretty rad.
You ever think about acting?
Paranormally, or like you mean reality show wise?
No, just like getting involved in something like a flick. Like, do you ever see
sure.
anything like your
show would be cool?
Like, do you ever see anything that could happen in your future? Like, you can see others, but can you sense anything of yours? Could
No.
you possibly think, okay, after this July 9th Dark Carnival thing, George Romero says, hey, we should work together?
Here's what I do, and no joke.
Or Rodrigo?
Going back to what I said at the beginning about ask for something and you'll get it.
Yeah.
How I've been living my life is that way, and there's an example of something that happened. Rodrigo has been an inspiration to me for years. Dark Carnival's, Rue Morgue's been around, way before I started Haunted Hamilton, and I've looked up to him. And it was only recently, probably about just before Rodrigo had messaged me, and I was like, I would give anything to work with Rodrigo. Haunted Hamilton, Rue Morgue, something partnering would be an honor. And like literally a few days after that, Rodrigo messaged me. Oh, I got another one where, remember I said I would tell you those asking you shall receive? So there's this artist girl I used to know. She did sketches for me for the business, and adorable ones, and I needed one, and I didn't know how to get in touch with her. It was 10 years since I talked to her, and I sat there. I'm like, okay, universe, bring her to me. I need her. And I needed her like within a couple weeks for an event. And literally that night on Facebook, I had a friend request. Boom, it was her.
Wow.
How do you explain that? You just ask and you shall receive. It's crazy. So that being said, with what you just said, re-ask me that again, because there was a reason I said that.
If anything was to happen, like, can you sense anything that's going to happen to you?
Yeah.
You can sense things that are going to happen to other people.
It seems to be other people. For me, I'm challenging the theory that if I just ask for it, it will happen. So I can't. That's not a psychic thing, but it's proving itself to be true.
I remember one time when I was at the Corktown, I had to bar somebody because this guy was being such an idiot. And he shook my hand, and he said, okay, no hard feelings. He says, but before I leave, do you want me to tell you your future?
Huh.
And I got totally freaked
What did you say?
I said no.
Good for you.
Yeah, I said no. I didn't trust him. And then the other thing was it was the way he looked at me, like he had evil eyes as he was shaking my hand.
You got to go in that gut instinct, and even if you said no, you said no for a reason.
Yeah, I just
and
said,
you know what?
I didn't want it to come from
Future's
him.
not written. How do you say wrote or written? Future's not written in stone, because one choice you make can change that future that had already been pre-planned for you.
Right.
You screw up one too many times, your future is going to be rewritten. I think one person walks into your life and could change your life forever. You never know.
Someone less than a year ago, this lady that I know in Oshawa had said the same thing, and she said, "Do you want me to tell you a little bit about what's going to happen to you?" And I trusted her, but I was too afraid. I don't know what it is. There's something that I can't get over this hurdle.
I'm the same. Everybody loves going to see psychics. Everybody, I hate it. I hated it.
Why?
Even my mom, she's like, Steph, I would get in fights with my mom because she would want to tell me things. I'm like, nope, Mom, I want to experience it for myself. If I'm going to screw up, and there were so many times when my mom did get into a fight, and when we didn't talk for a while, because there was something she felt so strongly about, a life choice that I was making and I shouldn't have. And she warned me, and I didn't listen, and she was always right.
Wow.
So I came to always just trust her.
4:35, remembering Peter Loeffner, who died on this date back in 1975. Lester Bangs wrote a great story that captured everybody's attention, simply entitled "Peter Loeffner is Dead." He was the visionary that really kind of sparked and started this whole Cleveland music scene that really branched off to New York City in a hurry, which included bands like Rocket from the Tombs, the Dead Boys, and of course Pere Ubu. We're going to spin some music from early Rocket from the Tombs, featuring Peter Loeffner on 93.3 CFMU. 93.3 CFMU, music from Primal Scream from their album Primal Scream, released back in 1989. You heard a song called Gimme Gimme Teenage Head, wishing Bobby Gillespie a happy 52nd birthday. Bobby Gillespie, the lead vocalist of Primal Scream. Before, the Gun Club from Fire of Love with Ghost on the Highway. And we started the set with Rocket from the Tombs from The Day the Earth Met, the Rocket from the Tombs, and Life Stinks, remembering Peter Loeffner, who passed away on this day back in 1975. 4:44 and change. Steph from Haunted Hamilton is here, as well as Manolis, who has just changed completely now, eh?
I'm so tripped out
I
in
know.
a great way, but I'm so tripped out.
Yeah, I can tell your
Good.
energies are really different.
I
I think I should drive home.
Yeah, maybe.
I'll be looking both ways before I cross the street for the rest of my life.
But in a good way. I'm not telling you that in a paranoid way. I'm telling you that in a focus to find your inner peace.
Yeah,
Does that work?
It's funny because I always feel like that's something that I'm.
Yeah.
I just want.
You're
I've
gonna-
always.
You're going to feel soon like you're not always treading water, but you have good news coming your way soon.
Cool,
Yeah.
because I do. I always feel like I'm just
Maybe you'll get-
literally treading water.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the good news, figuratively, is that you'll get those little things that you put on your arms, so you're always staying afloat.
Yeah, water wings.
Water wings.
If that would work, I'd wear them all the time.
All you need to do is just do
Believe.
the advice I gave you. Like, just relax and focus. Relax and focus are your 2 keywords right there for you.
Relax and focus.
So what does he
Yeah.
have to do in order to getting relaxed? Like, I mean, what should he do? Like, it's easy just to say to someone, relax.
More deep sitting down, deep breaths. Like,
You notice how
3
he
of
always
those in a
paces in
row.
between songs?
yes.
Yeah.
You should sit down on the couch and close your eyes and do a little more. I'm not into meditating or that stuff, but before we do ghost hunting, if I ever lead a seance, I tell everybody to close their eyes and breathe in through your nose. And as you're breathing in through your nose, you picture all this white light coming in, and then you let everything out and you exhale through your mouth and you picture all black.
I want to hang out during the next ghost walk. When is it?
Yeah, I'll let you know. I'm booking some new stuff. It's in the middle where I'm booking a bunch of things now. Whenever, you're more than welcome
Please
to.
let me know, because I want to go
You want to
on-
partake in a seance kind of thing too?
in the seance. Oh.
I want to communicate with the spirits at your place, this in Hollywood.
Okay.
And I want to figure out what's going on there, so you could see firsthand how we do it with the equipment and communicating seance style.
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. And then you tell Glenn to bring all the history. And,
Yeah.
But don't. Ooh, let's make this juicy. Don't give us any of the history first, or maybe the investigators. So let's see how well we
You
pick
guys-
up.
okay.
Yeah, let's
Sure.
use it as a good psychic
Whatever.
experiment.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
We only know what you've just told me now.
I know if the
names and-
walls could talk. That's the
Mhm.
kind of building it is,
I know that for sure because you're right by the train station there.
We found prohibition bottles buried in the ceiling or the roof and ceiling trap.
You did it.
Found a gun. We
What
found,
kind of gun?
Just a
Like vintage?
yeah. It's an old
Wow.
piece of crap gun.
Piece of crap. But that's the thing, though. Like you're also what I realized the customs house. You're right down the street from the customs house.
Right.
Things would be coming in there all the time, and people would want to. That was basically like you have to go check in with border security, all that. So you'd have to go to the customs house. That was your first stop if you came in on a train or a
Right.
boat. So there would be things that people would need to hide and stash that they would want to go back to later that they couldn't
And
go
probably
claim.
forget.
Yeah. So if they would have stopped for a drink or who knows, maybe they
Right.
would have went and hid something there.
Found old hockey sticks.
Wow.
You found old
Really?
hockey sticks in there?
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean. You got something hiding in there that I'm sure is valuable. Like you're like, whoa, like somebody hid something of value there and never returned to get it. And it's
That
still
bottle
stuck
of wine
there.
that I've been trying to find for 7 years. Where did I put
Not
it?
vintage.
Yeah. You're probably right. I don't know. Like I do believe that these energies that live in buildings live there for a reason, and I do think that when you hear, especially when you think of bars and you think about hundreds and thousands of people that visit this place,
Yeah,
and
there you go too.
Oh,
and people are drinking in bars, which means emotions are raised, which that in itself can leave an imprint.
yeah.
Fights, bar, anything like that. Any energy, any kind of negative or positive energy can leave an
Well,
imprint.
and the one thing that that you just talked about earlier is the fact that we're located right near what used to be the old train station.
Mm-hmm.
You think about how many different people would come in, even for a drink, and then hop on a train to go
Yeah.
somewhere else or whatever. So full of transients, right, back and forth,
Yeah.
back and forth. So
There's so much juicy stories I bet you have there. Oh.
so we have to hook up with Glenn to get this done.
Yeah, let's
'Cause
do
I
that.
think
And we'll
it's,
come in for investigation, find out what's going on there.
I've got one song to play, and then we come back. We give us the heads up on the Dark Carnival
Dark
stuff,
Carnival,
and as
yeah.
well as everything that's happening with Haunted Hamilton.
Sounds good.
Okay, here's some music from the Dream Syndicate from an album called Ghost Stories
Ooh.
and a song called Loving the Sinner, Hating the what is it? Loving the Sinner, Hating the Sin.
Perfectly suited.
There you go. Music from the Dream Syndicate on 93.3 CFMU. 93.3 CFMU, music from the Dream Syndicate, from Ghost Stories, Loving the Sinner, Hating the Sin. Manolis and Steph hanging out with me this afternoon. Manolis seems to be in a whole different mindset right now. Way to go. Finally,
Oh, God.
you've taken him off his track.
Yeah,
You
geez.
opened me up to the universe. So
Yeah.
that's why.
You're welcome.
Dark Carnival, July 9th at the Hamilton Convention Center. If people want to get tickets, go to Rue Morgue.
Yeah, Dark Carnival Expo, website expo.com as well. It's July 9th and 10th, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. Lots of stuff's happening. There's Q&A panels, all that. I'm hosting a pre-event on the Friday night, the 8th, which has never before been done at Paranormal Investigation at Hamilton Place. I've actually rented out pretty much all of Hamilton Place, along with Rue Morgue. We're doing this together. And Mitch Markowitz, if you're a fan of Hilarious House of Frightenstein, if you grew up
the Markowitz family, right?
well, he's Hamilton's hometown hero, yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. He co-produced, co-wrote, and co-starred in The Hilarious House of Frightenstein as Hippie Dude. So if you remember also that, Vincent Price was brought into Hamilton to narrate it. Awesome show, kids show from 80s. Anyways, he's going to be...
The castle lights are glowing dim. There's no one left but you and him. For when we meet in Frankenstone, don't come alone.
How do you know that?
Oh, from years and years and years of watching it.
Yeah,
So
it's
cool.
Yeah, you're our age. You should remember that. But it was like a variety show of all different horror characters. And
Yeah.
at my Haunted Hamilton Halloween variety show, Lady Juliet, my friend Julie, that was inspired by Frightenstein, and she plays a creepy old character just telling a story. But anyways, this Frightenstein, if you remember, Mitch Markowitz starred as Hippie Dude. He's going to be co-hosting this with me. And basically what we're going to do is investigate Hamilton Place. Now, for 20 years, I've been talking about rumored tunnels underneath Hamilton Place, and there's ghost stories about these tunnels, and I love talking about them, but I never knew if it was true. So I was doing the Marilyn Dennis show this past Halloween, and I had gotten us into Hamilton Place to film, and we were right on stage, and I did my thing. And after filming, the security guy was there that let us in. I'm like, so is it true? Are there really tunnels here under Hamilton Place? And he was like, yeah. I'm like, what? Like, what? Really? And he's like, do you want to see them? And I was like, all right. And he took me. And basically, there's a staircase that goes kind of beside the stage of Hamilton Place. And that stage actually lowers because Hamilton Place was made to be really awesome for acoustics and all of that, and to be multi-venue for orchestra pits and all that, right? So this whole stage can lower. But where that area lowers underneath, there's actually an access point to tunnels. And I saw them finally firsthand, the entrance to it anyways. And these tunnels are notoriously supposed to be a maze, and there was a woman who got lost down there, and a white ball of light appeared and guided her out to safety. And I've been talking about that, but it's true. The tunnels jet left to right. They're zigzaggy, they're mysterious, and I have access to this area, to behind the scenes, everything for this investigation.
Why are the tunnels there in the first place?
Well, I mean, Hamilton had all these secret underground tunnels in the first place for the War 1812. When they were building this complex, this entertainment complex, Hamilton Convention Center and all that, they say that they put those tunnels in so people could easily access. You know, when you're handling roadie equipment and all that kind of stuff, you know, you need a fast way to transport it underground.
And so what are you going to do? When are you going to go?
That's Friday, July 8th.
yeah.
And tickets are $75 a person, but that's a VIP ticket, right? Because you get your VIP photo with Mitch, you get autographed poster of Hilarious House of Frightenstein, you get to investigate with us, and it's just expensive to rent on Hamilton Place. So, but it's never been done before. And here's another cool story I'll leave you with about Hamilton Place. It's notoriously haunted by the woman in red, and she appears on stage, the main stage in the Grand Hall Theater, in a red dress, crying on stage. But what makes her unique is when she's crying, she appears with 2 red streams of blood coming down her cheeks.
And I thought it was a monster truck prop.
Could be. No, people see her, the staff, actors, visitors, people in the audience see her appear on stage and just disappear.
Wow.
Yeah. So we're going to be investigating.
You got to come back again.
I might
For sure,
come.
anytime. I love
might come
this.
this July 18th.
Friday,
July
July 8th. Go to hauntedhamilton.com.
July 8th.
Tickets are all there. If you're a fan of Frightenstein, go to the page anyways, because I have it all loading up, and it's really cool.
And what's the other thing you're doing, though? You said there's a...
Haunted Walk.
Yeah, I have
No,
haunted
like,
tours.
But there's
what
the
else?
other thing where everybody's coming. It's like a expo thing.
Yes, that's Dark Carnival Expo.
The 9th and the 10th.
Yeah,
at the
look up
Convention Center.
Rue Morgue's Dark Carnival Expo. Lots of horror celebrities, panel discussions, paranormal stuff. My Museum of the Paranormal will be there. I'll have haunted artifacts, haunted dolls.
We're going to hope to hook up with Rodrigo on July 7th. to do a phoner with him. Maybe you should pop in there and
Can I?
kind of join in on the fun.
I would love to.
Yeah.
And the after party that you're hosting at this in Hollywood will be there. Bill Moseley of his Thousand Corpses fame. He's going to be hosting it.
Yeah, that's wild.
We're going to be partying with Bill Moseley.
I
dude.
know. I was just I was kind of freaked out by it. When I actually saw the lineup on their website, it was like, whoa.
Yeah, and he keeps adding every day. It's crazy. So, and by the way, you got to dress to impress. That Shocktail party, it's costume party, right?
Right.
You got to start. I know you need a little help with your costume at the lobster ball, which looked great, by the way.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're gonna up your game. We gotta make Lou look a little spooky for this.
I look forward to
More
it.
than this?
More
I mean more than
this.
I don't mean now. I mean at
He's
the
spooky
lobster
now.
ball.
Yeah.
You're always spooky.
I
man.
am. Good spooky.
No, one thing I will say about you, Lou.
What's that?
You look better with age. I knew you.
Aw, thank you.
Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And you look younger now.
Oh, thanks.
I will say that.
Thank you.
You're
No,
very-
no joke, for real.
He's
Well,
what's that
Hmm.
famous actor?
You're George Clooney,
That's
man.
what I was gonna say.
I
George
knew you were
Clooney.
going to say that.
He's like the George. You're like the George Clooney of Hamilton.
Someone has to be. You know.
You're like
Someone
George.
has to be.
Oh, sorry. You're
You're
totally
like
going to,
you're
yeah.
like a cooler version of him.
And you're like the George Costanza. Of
Yeah,
Hamilton.
but I will.
I'm
You
only
know that
kidding.
Lou Molinaro is the coolest guy in Hamilton. Sorry.
Aw,
See,
shucks.
you could be
Gotta say that.
mayor if you want. If you just wanted to be, you would win.
Hashtag Lou for mayor.
Let's see. With no signs.
Yes, if you do it.
It's 5:00. We got to go, folks. Thanks for listening. We'll be here next Wednesday. In the meantime, we'll see you at the shows. Next show's hopping on right now.